Doing, it's going, it's going, it's going, going. Because I'm here, and I'm there. Now I'm being bad. Hang on.
Oh, here we go. We are live.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. How are you today? Where are we live? I
Hi.
don't know.
Hi, this is Annie Callis from Melbourne, Australia, and my counterpart, my partner in crime, my bestie.
Mindy Stern talking to you live from Israel in a very sunny and nice and happy morning. We love a sunny day. I don't know if you can see out the window, the sun is brightening in. And I think, Annie, this is like one of the only times that the sun is here and the sun is there.
I am sweating at this moment. Seriously sweating.
Fantastic.
So,
Don't sweat. But you look like you're dressed nice for summer, and I'm starting to get dressed for winter.
Trying to look as yes, as calm as possible.
You, my friend, are so beautiful. You don't even have to try to look because you are.
Well, thank you. All right, we're doing a watch party. Okay,
Yeah.
ready to rock and roll. Okay, you've got something interesting to talk about today, so I can't wait to hear all about it.
Yeah, okay, thank you. It was just a really neat experience I had yesterday. As you know, and I don't know if some of the people who watch this program know that, I deal with money. I'm always dealing with money. That's my business, money. I love money. And I have almost every week, I have a cash flow game going. And since it's Corona time, COVID, whatever people call it, and there's social distancing, I've been doing it since March on Zoom, which is also really fun. So I stand here by my computer, I set up the table. I have, one camera on the board and one camera on me, and it's a lot of fun. It's almost like being live. So yesterday it's on Wednesday nights. Last night was my weekly cash flow game. So someone had signed up yesterday in the middle of the day, and we're having it at night, but didn't make payment. So I had my secretary call up to say, what's going on? Did something happen? Come into the room. So it turns out that it was a 16-year-old boy that signed up for it, a 16-year-old boy. So when Lital called up, she spoke to the kid, what's going on? You signed up, you didn't make payment. Do you want to come? So he says, yeah, I really want to come, but I got to ask my mom. Okay, he's 16 years old. So the mom gets on the telephone and she discusses with Lital what's going on. And she says, okay, great. We'd like to come, 3 of us. How does it work? They worked out the payment. So first of all, I didn't know that anyone was 16 years old coming into the room. So we come into the room, Zoom, everyone comes in and everyone's logging in. And I see that these people that just signed up, this group of 3 that just signed up a few hours before, was a 16-year-old boy, his mom, who's going to have her 48th birthday in a couple of days, and his 13-year-old brother. So 3 people were in the room, were this wonderful family of 2 kids and a mom, okay? And it was so amazing to see the dynamic between the 3 of them, because they're on one screen. We had other people playing, so we did like a round, but they're 1, 2, 3. So it's Barak, Karen, and Dor. And it's so interesting. That's their names. Barak, Karen, Dor. It was so interesting to see through the evening. We were the 2 hours. The cash flow game is 2 hours. There's a little bit of learning going on, a lot of playing going on, some discussion and negotiation. And it was so interesting to see the 16-year-old had just read the book, Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So he was on the ball. He had the answers to all the questions. You know how when we teach, we ask a lot of questions. And this kid, he had the answers. He was on the ball. He was learning. He was paying attention. You see his body language. He's up there, up close, personal with the camera, getting in there. Yeah, okay, cool. And he's answering the questions, and he's totally in a state. What Tony Robbins would call it is in a state, ultimate state.
Yeah.
Then you have the 13-year-old kid, and Annie, it's amazing. When you play the cash flow, for you people who haven't played cash flow. Cash flow is actually a game that shows you that you always have all the time a lot of opportunities to invest. And some investments are good and some investments are not good, but you always have opportunities to invest, always have opportunities to increase your wealth, always have opportunities to create cash flow. I mean, that's what the game teaches you, to look for those opportunities. So you have this 13-year-old kid right off the ball. He doesn't even know what a stock is. He doesn't even know what real estate is. Right off the ball, every opportunity he had, he bought. He had money in the bank, he bought it. And they were not, and it wasn't every opportunity. He had good opportunities, he had bad opportunities. The bad opportunities, he asked questions. What is this? It doesn't feel right. No, that doesn't make sense. Didn't buy. But he, the 13-year-old, had more assets by the end of the game than anybody else on the table. The 13-year-old kid, he had no fear. He was willing to try. He made an analysis really fast. You know, these are you know, the traits that we as adults want to adopt. You know, he was fast thinking, asked the right questions, wasn't afraid, made the move. You know, does it seem reasonable? It seemed reasonable. Okay, I'm going to go for it. Asked for loans. Even one of the properties that he bought, it's his first time playing also, one of the properties he bought, he didn't have the money for it. He wanted the property. I didn't coach him on how to do anything. He asked for a loan and he negotiated the terms of the loan back. Instead of asking the bank, he asked another player. I mean, it was brilliant to watch this kid, 13 years old, no fear. At the end of the day, he had more stocks and more real estate than anyone else on the table. I didn't even ask what his profession was. So it was really super encouraging, a 13-year-old. So I've got the 16-year-old that really wants to learn. I've got the 13-year-old who's got no fear. He's willing to try and experiment. And then they got the mom. Okay, so I have to first of all say kudos to the mom because her son wanted it and she decided to make a family affair out of it. You know, her son wanted to do something that's totally weird, right? How many kids want to go play cash flow? You know, it's totally weird. You know, but she was so supportive, you know, supportive in her time and in her money because she paid for her 3 kids. She paid for herself and her 3 kids to join the program. The time, she sat with them in the living room, made the time and space to do it. And what was really interesting was that at the end of the night, she's the one who said that she had the most to learn. So she wasn't even afraid to expose her vulnerability with her children and say, wow, this is really interesting. I've got a lot to learn about money, you know, and these are the things that I did. And I was hesitant. So really in the background, what she's doing is she's learning from her 2 kids, one who was totally out, I mean, probably from everyone else, but one who was totally interactive, involved in his space, and another one who was so courageous just to experiment that it kind of mirrored to her that she had a lot to learn, that she wanted to learn, that she could learn to be more to flow, to be less uptight. It's not the right words, just to be less afraid and stressed and tense about making decisions, and that she can take a couple of minutes and try. So that was my neat experience last night. Always, you know, when you're coaching, it's like what Blair teaches us, procession. You're looking for one thing, you're coaching one thing, you're talking about one thing, but then a totally different thing comes out of that. You know, that's more profound, so to speak. I mean, it might have been, okay, I'm there to learn about money and investment, and maybe they got, and I'm sure that they got something out of that, but actually the dynamic, who they were, the relationships, who they want to be, actually was the processional action there that came out of it. And Barack, the small one, the 13-year-old, he had a lot of fun. So if he has fun, hopefully that means he's going to be doing it again and again and again.
How awesome.
Isn't that cool?
Well, this reminds me of my niece and my son. When I was in Singapore, after one of Blair's events, you remember, you know, Juliana and Thomas, right? So they play cash flow. So they invited me to go and play cash flow. So my sister came and we took Trinity. Now, Trinity was 11. Trinity got out of the rat race.
Amazing.
Right? So she's 11, right? So I'm sort of thinking, and we were just, clearly she didn't understand. She didn't know, but my sister is homeschooling, and we talked about homeschooling. We even had her on our show right at the beginning, right?
Right.
And she was saying to me a couple of years ago that when she was teaching her maths, it just would not gel. And then she said, that's it. She goes, forget the curriculum. I'm going to teach her maths in relation to life. So my niece did chores, read books, whatever. So she did whatever to save money to go to Scotland. They did a trip to Scotland, and Trinity saved up $3,000.
Oh my gosh.
Right? So now she knows the value of money. She knows what to do. So then when we went to the cash flow game, she was in there, but like she asked the question, we asked her a question back, so it took a little bit longer, but in the end she got really excited, and she was buying up stuff and this and that, and she got out of the rat race, and we were like, what? So then I come home, and David was doing the cash flow games here, so I've been taking Julian with me. Julian really, really loves David. So the first time we went, he got one of those doodle cards, or one of the cards. I can't remember the name of it. Doodads, right?
Yeah.
So no, not the doodad, is the opportunity cards.
Okay.
Right? So he had the opportunity to buy some shares. So he bought one share. Right? And I said, honey, what are you going to do with one? He goes, oh, no. So anyway, on the way home, we debriefed it. And I said, honey, like when you dabble in a market and all of that, don't be scared because you had the money. No, that's okay. So anyway, we went back again. This time we sat at another table, and all the adults, like I didn't really know, so I was learning, but the other adults have played before. So all of a sudden, we all came together and we learned together. Julian went berserk. He bought up houses. He bought up shares. He just got it. Yeah. You should have seen him at the end of the day. He did not shut up for the 40 minutes that it took us to get home.
Really?
And for the whole week after that, he was on a high because he overcame his fear. So the first time he was like, oh no, he was playing safe. And I said to him, Juliet, this is the place where you don't need to play safe because it's a game, but it's going to teach you how to think, how to read the cards and all that kind of stuff. He was like, okay. That's one thing that I love about my son, that he'll give anything a go.
Yeah.
Right? Because he trusts in me, and he also trusts in the people that I hang around with, right? So it was just really, really amazing. So it's but I learned so much. And I was doing things, and Julian was going, nah, mom, like this. Okay, smarty panties, Yeah. So it was, as you're talking, you're talking about precision, and also, we learned about precision, but we also learned about the ripple effect. It's up to us parents to expose our children to knowledge, whatever knowledge that is, and this reminds me, like when Julian was little, he loved Thomas the Tank, right?
And who didn't?
He was addicted. So at kindergarten, they were telling me every time I pick him up that I need to expose him to other things. I said, "Wow." I said, "I know my son. He's an addict. So he's just gets his mind on something and that's it, right?" I go, "So no, then I'm gonna have to buy Winnie the Pooh toys, and then I have to buy whatever the Wiggles, and no, I'm good." And I can play with the Thomas Trains too, because we would create lots of stories, right? And then I said, and then they told me over and over, and I said to them, "What is your problem?" I said, "My son is learning the language. He doesn't baby talk. And he has words that I had to look up in a dictionary because English is my second language. And he's telling me stories. I'm going, what are you talking about?" Right? So he learned colors, learned the alphabet, because we used to drive, and he goes, "Look, James Street. Look, Thomas Street." And we're going, wow. What? How do you know? Oh, colors everything he learned from Thomas the Tank.
Fantastic.
So we kept on, we bought every book, every video, everything, because it's actually a very, very educational program, the videos and all of that. And I sat there watching them going, oh my God, what's going to happen to Bill and Ben now? Right? So I learned a lot from this kiddie show, right? So I think it's really great to expose our children to things that they're interested in, which means that we need to pay attention.
You need to pay attention. That's a really strong point. Pay attention. When your kids come to you and ask for something, a lot of the tendencies, I see it sometimes in me, I see it in other parents all the time. You see it on TV forever, that the first response is no, we don't do that, or we don't have that, or it's too expensive, or we don't have the money, or all these reasons why you cannot do something. And that's true to life. Yeah. It's really true to life. Unfortunately, more people say no than they say, okay, let's see how we can do it. And that's another thing that I learned from Kiyosaki. He said, don't say you can't, ask how you can. And I think that's the way we should be with our kids. I see it a lot with, money. Yeah. My mind always goes back to money. With parents, and they're educating their kids, not educating. The kids have, the kids want things, mommy give me, mommy buy me, daddy buy me, always you want things, which is legitimate, and they should. When you stop telling your kids to want things, you put them in a place of scarcity, of limitation, and not of hope and opportunity. So I always encourage my clients to say that your kid wants something great. Ask them how they can get it. What are their options? You don't have to be the bank always. Maybe they can do entrepreneurship. Maybe they want to have a lemonade stand, or they want to do tutoring, or walk dogs, or babysit, or let your kids do things, have some entrepreneurship, and find a way that they can do what they want to do instead of shutting them down all the time. You want to play cash flow? Okay, that's weird, but let's check it out, see what it's about, and that's what you said. Pay attention. I love that, Annie. Pay attention to what they're saying, what they're interested in, and go into their world. Don't try to bring them into your world. Go into their world and see, what great things can happen out of that.
I have a friend who a few years ago was here visiting, and I think I might have said this story before, maybe not. And we went to visit another friend, and Julian didn't stop talking about his games. And like he from the moment he opens his eyes, even in his sleep, he's talking about it, right? So I was like, I'm over it. And my friend, when we got home, he said, can I just share with you an observation? I go, yeah. He goes, you really hurt him in the car when you yelled at him and told him, I had enough, just keep quiet. I go, no. I said, but he talks all day and sometimes he gives me a headache, And he said, no, you really hurt him. Okay, Julian. So Julian comes up. I say, hey. I said, my friend said, blah, blah, blah. He goes, I go, is that true? He goes, yeah. I go, why didn't you tell me? I don't know. Because I don't want you to get upset. I said, oh my God. I said, I am so sorry. It's all right, Mom. Can I go play now?
Yeah.
Okay. So he went off. And then I said to my friend, I go, all right, how can I deal with this? Because it does drive me crazy. Because at this age, and gamers especially, there's a game coming out every other day. And they play all sorts of games. They get bored of it very quickly. They want to buy another game. They're forever playing, right? He said, why don't you pick one? Talk to him about his games and see which is the one that interests you the most. And then pay attention to that and get involved with it. All right, good tip. So then I did exactly that. And now we have our favorite.
Really?
And what is great about it, it's called Persona 5, and it's out there. Like, I haven't watched it, but they're very clever how they make it. So every year they come out with a new one, right? Of course.
Good marketing.
Yes, but every year they have a different theme. and every year they have a different soundtrack, and it goes through the different genres of music.
Oh, really? Love
So
it.
they've got classical. Then the following year they've got all jazz. Then the following year they have all disco, and then they have whatever's relevant to that era. That they create the stories with the characters, so they dress them up and they've got out their outfits. It's really amazing. So when the new one comes out and he goes, "Oh my god, mom, do you want to hear the soundtrack?" Yeah, sure, right? So he's
Fantastic.
so excited and happy. And it's interesting that because of that, all the other just settle down, because now we've got something to talk about.
Sure.
And then he comes to me and he shows me, he wants to do dress up. He goes, "Oh, what do you think? Would I look good in this one, or would I look good in that one?" I go, "Oh, which one should I wear?" And so it is up to us parents to learn how to navigate their world, as you said, their world,
Yeah.
right? Why should we make them wrong? Like, I know my parents made me wrong for being a dreamer. I'm a dancer. I love music. I like drawing. I like piano. I like, I'm off with the fairies because I'm in my creative world. But
Yeah.
that was an issue, rather than, and I was always told, "Oh, if you do this, then, we're going to punish you." So I would do things in secret. I
Right.
danced in secret until I got found out, because we won all the competitions and we were going to the nationals. So I had to tell them because I needed to go to another city.
Wow. Wow. That's like that
Yeah,
movie. What's that movie with Billy, the Irish kid? Oh,
Billy
God.
Elliot.
Yes, Billy Elliot. You're the living Billy Elliot.
Yeah. And then I had to do a show, and my stepmother came. And then when it was over, she said that was really, really good.
Wow. Wow.
Right.
Must be so
So
scary.
so as a individual, I look at what were the things that I didn't like in my upbringing, and then turn that around and give a different experience to my child, right? And it works.
Yeah.
So, and same with the, as you were talking about money, and he was little, he was 3, 4, 5 years old. We take him to Kmart, and they had a whole wall with all the Lego and whatever he was into at the time. And then he would sit there and we'd say, "Okay, pick 2 that you like," right? So then he would pick them, and then we'd say, "This is this much and this is this much." And he didn't comprehend what value is. But he sat there and he studied the boxes, and then he said, "I'll have this one." And he would always get the cheaper one. And we're wondering why you get the cheaper one. Because it has that particular toy in it.
Uh,
Okay, sweet.
Fantastic.
Right.
Fantastic.
So he's got this thing about value for money. He
Nice.
knew it. Nobody had to tell him. So I think it's an innate thing because his father's got it too.
Yeah. Genetic.
I think so. So I think money is so important to teach our children, because otherwise, I know my money blueprint was shocking, right? And even though, like, in my family, we all sat at the table when my parents used to get paid, they would bring home the envelope with the cash in it, like back in those days, right? And then they would put it out on a table and then divvy it up, right? But there was never any talk about how you can make money, And then when we came to Australia, it was like, we have no money, we have no money, we have no money. It was always, we have no money. And everything was about money. So somehow I lost, or if I ever had any concept of money, for me, money doesn't matter, because money doesn't make you happy.
Ooh.
I just had an aha moment. Thank God you are my finance coach, and we're having a finance session after this. Woo! How about that? I love this Annie and Mindy show.
Yeah. Lots of things come up.
Right? Wow. Oh my God. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
God bless those 2 kids yesterday, because
Yeah.
otherwise you wouldn't have had a story that didn't give me a breakthrough.
Yeah, baby. Yeah,
Yay.
baby. Yeah,
Wow.
money
But
doesn't make you
I can't
happy.
breathe at the moment.
Wow. Wow. That's important. I think that's a belief that a lot of people have, that we hear it in our ears. Money doesn't make you happy. Or other side of the coin, people with money are not happy. So yeah, money can make you happy. It's not I'll take that back. It's not the money that makes you happy. Yeah, money is not good or bad. Money doesn't make you happy. Money doesn't make you unhappy. Life makes you happy or unhappy. But money is a really great resource that if you are a happy person, it's like an amplifier. That's what I call money. It's an amplifier. If you have a tendency to be happy, you put money into your life, money will make you more happy. If you have a tendency to be miserable and you put money into your life, money will make you more miserable. It has to do with you. But if you are a happy person and you want to do happy things and you want to have fun and you have the resources to do it, you will have an extraordinary life. Extraordinary life. So you be happy and use your money as a resource to help you do more things that make you happy.
I'm pumped.
Yeah, baby.
And Anya, if you're still watching, because I saw you watching, you two gotta talk, girl.
Yeah. Anya. We spoke yesterday.
I don't know if she's still there. She's in and out. So I've seen her. So there's only, I think, the 2 of us here. So I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah. That's good. You're my favorite sounding board. Always.
Always. Well,
Always.
I've learned a lot. And I've got the word abundance on my window on a sticky note. So I look at it every day.
Nice. What I have here, I also have, I am abundant, I am wealthy, wealth and happiness, happy, loving what is.
I actually found on Spotify, I found some affirmations.
Yes, you sent it to me.
Sorry, I'll send it to you. Did I send it to you?
You did. You sent them. I listened to it yesterday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Did you listen to it at all?
I listened to the whole thing.
I mean,
great.
A whole thing is about money. It's about not money, abundance. And abundance in self and abundance in finance also.
Yeah.
Right. And I was just like, I've heard these before. So I can see that she got them from lots of different sources, because I've heard it from you, and you clearly heard it from somewhere else, and you've made up some of your own. Then who's the other one? Louise Hay. She's got a lot of affirmations about money and work and that kind of stuff. So I was like, this is just, I've listened to it 3 times so far.
Nice.
And it's interesting, last night I didn't fall asleep to it, so I didn't sleep very well. It was the night before I fell asleep to it, and I was out like a light.
Really? Nice.
I'm gonna fall asleep to it tonight to see if it's the affirmation or it was just
exhaustion.
Yes.
Matter of fact, it inspired me to write my blog this week is on affirmations. So you gave me a lot of inspiration by sending that to me. I loved it. I wrote about it. I made a list of affirmations for my people, for my tribe. And I think I'm also going to do a video just like that. Because I think it's really important. The affirmations are what changes your whole mindset. It's the new dialogue. You create a new dialogue in your head that actually affects your outer being, the actions that you take. So affirmations are one of the easiest. Tony talks about and Blair talks about state changes. When you change your physicality, you can actually bring up your energy. But when you change your language, you change your reality. So affirmations are actually, you're actually changing your language. You're changing your inner voice by repeating them until it becomes your reality.
And like Matt Newton says, tell the truth in advance. So the I like myself affirmation.
Yeah.
And a lot of people suffer with doing that. They go, no, can't do that. I don't like myself. I said, okay, so do you tell yourself I don't like myself? They go, yeah. And I go, how's that working for you?
Yeah.
Go, how does it make you feel? Well, not good. I said, so if you say I like myself, but I don't like myself, not yet. So, but if you keep saying I like myself and do it in different moods, and then I show them the moods, and then I get them to do it, and it starts coming, and then I said, now do it 20 times every morning, and 20 times every evening, and 20 times every time the shit hits the fan. See how you go,
Yeah.
right? And then they come back and they go, oh, I go, yeah, I know, because that's what I did. I like myself. 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 You know, so it's like, yay. Because you can't say I love myself until you actually like yourself first.
That is so true.
Yeah. So affirmations are fabulous. Well, I look forward to seeing your video.
Yeah, me too. Thank you for the inspiration.
My pleasure. We always inspire each other, don't we?
Yeah. We do.
So that's it for today, right?
That's it. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
So I hope this was informative. Please make sure you click like and share, because this was actually a really, really, really good session about money. And money is what a lot of people struggle with. So make sure you share this with other people and tell them why you share. Don't just click share, tell them why you're sharing with them. So then if they're interested, then they can have a look at it.
Nice. Great advice.
Awesome. Nice. So bye from Annie in Melbourne, Australia, and
Mindy from Tel Aviv, Israel. Love you all. Have a great
everybody.
week.
Bye. Bye.